Weep not, dear members of the National Assembly. The unseen hand of God is involved. For the first time in our political history, our dear Mr. President, Vice President, governors, deputy governors, council chairmen, vice party officials, and all appointed and elected representatives did not vote as delegates in primaries of their respective political parties. Very strange. 469 members of the National Assembly who moved, scrutinized, reading between the lines, passed the bill for presidential assent did not also vote, hand of God, in an attempt to display strength to whistle the powers and influence of governors over delegates. The legislators unknowingly shot themselves by inserting the controversial Clause 84.12, which, when interpreted, excluded all statutory delegates, including the 109 senators and 360 House of Representatives, hand of God. From what happened during and after the delegate election, it is evidently clearer that none of the lawmakers knew when they unknowingly wrote off their statutory delegates' right, hand of God. Perhaps Mr. President Buhari did not also know of the salient provisions before signing the bill into law, or let's say the exigence at the moment forced him, hand of God. If Atiku Abubakar wins, he is only entitled to a single term of 4 years, because a vice president who has done 2 terms can only do a 1 term as president, hand of God. The very reason why they wanted Goodluck Jonathan. The new electoral law does not permit anyone who has contested for primaries in one party to jump ship to another party for any position during the same election here, meaning Peter Obi, having left the PDP to Labour Party, cannot move to another party. Same with Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, just name them, hand of God. The same Electoral Act does not allow anyone that has contested any position and lost to take up any other position in the same election year. So forget Yaya Bello cannot be vice president. Same with other presidential aspirants, hand of God. The incident that brought Atiku Abubakar in 1999 as vice president after winning the governorship election in Adamawa cannot happen again in the same electoral year, hand of God. There are other key provisions of the new Electoral Act which gives hope and goes further to demonstrate the hand of God. 1. Section 29(1) stipulates that parties must conduct primaries and submit their list of candidates at least 180 days before the general election. Section 65 states that INEC can review results declared under duress, so no more gunpoint result. Section 3 stated that funds for general election must be released at least 1 year before the election. Section 51 says that the total number of accredited voters will become a factor in determining overvoting at election tribunals. Section 54 Part 2 makes provision for people with disabilities and special needs. Section 47 gives legislative backing for smart card readers and other voters accreditation technology that the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC deploy. Section 34 gives political parties power to conduct a primary election to replace a candidate who died during an election. Section 50 gives INEC the legal backing for electronic transmission of election result. Section 94 allows for early commencement of the campaign season. By this provision, the campaign season will now start 150 days to the election day and end 24 hours before the election. Section 84, section that brought the camel's back, stipulates that anyone holding a political office, ministers, commissioners, special advisors, and others must relinquish the position before they can be eligible to participate in the electoral process, either as a candidate or as a delegate. These are some of the provisions in our electoral law that we, even most of the politicians, are not conversant with. You better begin to know all this So that when you want to take up any legal battle against any contestant or any political party, you know what to go for. These things are there, but most people, even the politicians, they don't know about it. Look at what happened at the delegate election. They were the one that put all these things together, but they even shortchanged themselves. They were not part of those that voted at the delegate election. This is what I called hand of God. What is your opinion about this? Kindly make it known as you subscribe to my page. Thank you, good day, and God bless.